Guys, and guess where I am? I'm back in Brighton, and just behind me is the pier, which I'm going to have a lot more closer look and film everything as possible. And hopefully, if I find some sort of spot to put my bag away, I'll try and get into the ocean as far as possible. But if I can't keep my belongings anywhere safe, let alone above water, then I probably won't dip in the ocean. But I'm going to hopefully. I just need to look around here. But first off, we need to go to the pier at the very back. So hopefully this will make up for the summer holiday video where I didn't go to the pier, let alone into the ocean like I said. So let's make up for that, starting now. Alright, while the day is still pretty warm, I'm in my swimming trunks and I'm just approaching the ocean to get in it. I'll try and go as far as I possibly can for a little while, and then I'll come back in so that I can check out the pier. It's tough walking on stone. Nearly there though. Alright, I'm at the edge of it. Oh, that's pretty freezing. Here I go. Whew. Oh, crap. Oh, this is pretty cold. Woo. Alright, I'm swimming in the ocean. It's pretty deep, and I'm not even that far away from the shore. Now I'm gonna try and swim out a bit. As you can see, the pier from the left side of my direction. It doesn't look like I can swim as much further as I can to the ocean because of the waves. Alright, I'm getting quite tired, so I'll go back to the shore. Well, I'm done out the ocean, and I'm pretty sure I damaged one of my camcorders, so I'm using this backup one. As you can see, I'm quite wet, but my hair was already messed up anyway. I didn't straighten it because I knew it was going to get wet and messy when I got into the ocean. But I only stayed in there for like 5 minutes because it was pretty cold, and I didn't think I'd be able to stay keeping my head above the water for as long as I could, because otherwise I could have drowned. But I managed to get back to shore, no problem. But it was getting back to a little coffee shop that a guy allowed me to get changed there. But it was getting across all this layer of stones on the ground. But now that the ocean part is done, next up is the Brighton Palace Pier. Tarot cards, huh? Very impressive. I don't bloody believe it. They have Dancing Stage here. Two B's, one E, which means I failed, equals to a C, average or under average. Let's go on the other side. And there in the distance, in my path, is the fair. And here's the restaurant. And the seagulls are feasting upon their food. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you can see all the seagulls just hovering above us. But when you actually look at them a little closely, they are quite massive birds. If you're not too careful, they might just swoop down and nick your chips. So just beware of the seagulls up above us. And I know a lot of you are doubting, but it is possible. There is an actual roller coaster on the pier to the far edges of England to the ocean. It's called Turbo Coaster. So there's a lot of rides here which is very possible to have on the pier. It has been reinforced over the years so it can hold a ton of shit. Look, even one of those rides where it spins around. Crazy Mouse. I remember one back at Gulliver's Land, but this one is like the most impressive I've ever seen. Far outclasses the Gulliver's Land's one. Trampolines, go-karts, no, not go-karts, bumper cars, that's what I meant to say, yeah, bumper cars. And the Twister. And there's one other ride just behind it. The Wild River. Must be like the only ride I can see which you get wet on. Like you could see up closely, there is actual water on it. So very possible to get wet. I'm just gonna see what's up here on the stairs. The seagulls seem to love it. Alright everyone, I am officially at the very end of the pier, and this is the mass of ocean as far as I can see, and beyond there is a whole new world. It is a very beautiful sight. So this is where, as far away from the land and over, of course, in the other direction is the mass amount of ocean. I'm not sure what's on the other side of the ocean in my general direction. Probably Spain. No, not Spain. That's on like, let's see, north, south. I think Spain is like in the east direction to where we are, like over that way. Could be like France. Sorry if I'm making any mistakes in countries in whatever general directions they are. I'm just trying to take a guess. Now let's just go back and check if there's anything else we can have a look at. But look at that beautiful sunset off in the distance. Beautiful. My day's just coming near to the end. I've done a lot of stuff at the pier. I've filmed, I've took about 4 or 5 photos. Played on some games like Dancing Stage, that was wicked. And tried one of those claw machines, but not very good for those. They're pretty rigged if you ask me. And then did one of those cheap gambling machines, you know, where you put the 2 pence, the 10 pence coins in, pushes all the rest forward, and then more coins come out along with some extra prizes. So now I'm just looking about on the stony beach, gonna check out underneath the pier if I can get there, and then eventually I'll head back home. Well, the sun is gone. I've had a great time, and now I think it's time to call it a day and start heading back to the train station. Have a good look at the view, especially the town. So I hope I've fulfilled just about everyone's curiosity, and of course to swim in the ocean for like 5 minutes. Hopefully next year I'll swim in the ocean a lot longer than that. Today was still pretty cold, even though the temperature here in Brighton is like 15 degrees. Alright, time to head back to the Brighton train station. And what a day I've had. Whoa. Well, I'm on the train, just ready to get back to Bedford and then hop on a bus back to Milton Keynes. I managed to swim in the ocean for a while. I did a lot at the Brighton Palace Pier.
I really don't know.
Won some goodies. And I've gambled like 10 pence and 2 pences and even £1 on those red claw machines. So once we get back to my den, I'll explain fully and better, and also show you what I brought back with me. So just stay tuned for a little while. Hiya. It is the next day after my nice and brilliant day in Brighton. I'm glad that I managed to go back there as I've promised back in the summer holiday, where I didn't go in the ocean or even go and look around the pier. But I did all that and it's done and dusted. I missed my train to get in there, but it didn't matter, because I got there just roughly the same time that I would have on the first train, like lunchtime. I found a place where I got changed and kept my stuff safe and went in the ocean, which was very hard to try and maintain my head above the surface while holding a camcorder. And it was getting a little dangerous for me to staying in the ocean with the tides, because Brighton shores near the pier has like a 6-foot drop when you enter the ocean. So thankfully I used the tri-stick on my camcorder to swim me back to shore. Otherwise I might have drowned, but hopefully that will never ever happen. But I filmed everything I could in the ocean for like 10 minutes. Got back on shore and got changed, and then started walking to the pier. I just want to say a big shout out thank you to Fraser from the Brighton Fishing Museum coffee shop. It's thanks to him that he allowed me to get change and keep my stuff behind his counter. He's a very lovely man, and I thank you very much for doing that favour for me. Anyway, to the pier, looked around, filmed everything, including in the indoor arcade areas, which you're not allowed to, but I managed to sneakily film plenty. That's the beneficial of having such a small camcorder. And went on plenty of games like Dancing Stage, my absolute favourite. Played on it like 5 times. The claw machines I've tried, but I still think it's pretty much rigged, since when it's coming down to grab a stuffed animal, because they're too soft, the claw can't properly grip it. And sometimes some machines, they mess around with the claw so that it doesn't properly grip onto the item you're grabbing. But besides that, I played on the 2p machines, where you put in 2p machines and it's pushing all the 2p coins towards the edge, and then you get more of them, as well as prizes. I managed to get about 4 prizes actually. Got this nice McDonald's keychain and a My Little Pony. And then 2 from the film called Zootropolis, I think. I'm not sure, but I believe it's a Walt Disney film. But I'm not going to be keeping them. I'm going to give 2 of them to my niece and my nephew to put on their keychains or on their backpacks when they go to school. I did keep myself a nice Brighton Pier ticket that when you play on the machines in the arcade, you gather as many tickets as you can and then you trade them in for prizes. And then lastly, I went on this machine called a fortune teller of Zoltar Speaks, giving me a fortune, as it says. I'll read it out to you. It says, "Do you like to lay in bed just to rest your sleepy head? That's okay for a day or 2, but as a habit, 'twill never do." And then the next big sentence saying, "If you don't want to have too many regrets in your life, get up early, get there first, and success will come to you instead of the next fellow. You have a very pleasant disposition and know how to make the most of it. Life for you hasn't been too easy, but I foresee a turn of events that will give you a great deal of happiness. When opportunity comes, grab it and don't let it slip through your fingers." And then my lucky numbers are 9, 15, 28, 24, 13 and 45. And so there you have it. Oh, and I bought like 8 sugar donuts, which I was given a 9th one thanks to a lady who was being very kind, and she already made it, so she figured she'd give it to me. But that's it. That's my day out. And I'm so pleased to finally see the pier in a hell of a long time, and of course go in the ocean. But the next time if I do go in the ocean, I'll make sure that I'm properly prepared with a suitable camera to film, like an underwater waterproof sports camera or something, because my Wi-Fi did get damaged by a splash of wave. I still managed to get it working by a nice bowl of dried rice, but I think it's not going to properly work as much as it should be now, and it was my brand new one, so that it's pretty fat. So next time for sure I bring a better camera, and also to make sure I'm also fully prepared when I go in the ocean, like the next summer holiday hopefully. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video where I'm in the ocean struggling a bit, as well as struggling coming back to shore, but managed to, as well as my browse around and having a good go around the pier and its arcades. So stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you again.